Winnie the Pooh, Valentine. It was to see why the 100-acre wood. Birds curled up in the pooping limbs, loudly crimping goods. Friendly, breezy chuckle lives until the frontier of laughter. Sat by his side, touch, breach, close, exchange. Sweet secrets and restless whispers. It's always seemed on Valentine's Day that they'd been tightly wrapped around each other than usual if his mother and father nature were taking advantage of one day of extra large hug. At Winnie the Pooh's house, things were taking on a dedicated, heartfelt appearance that mostly because Pooh had just finished tacking up his felt hearts. And most strategic places, Al had once explained, meant the places where things were sure to be the way and therefore attract the more attention. At least that's how Pooh remembered. Al explained it, which is far from concern, made it as true as if Al had actually said it was the way in which he had it. Pooh's happy completion of this handiwork was suddenly interrupted by a quiet voice saying, "Pooh Bear," in a most political tone. Startling, Pooh turned so quickly he bumped his nose on a heartfelt track to the back of a very hard door. "Oh, brother," sniffed Pooh as he noticed Roo standing anxiously in the middle of this parlor floor. "Why, hello, little Roo." And he explained, almost forgotten as snore rose and delightful seeing his friend. "Hello, Pooh," responded Roo. "Is that felt?" he asked, pointing to his heart. Pooh cautioned. He rubbed his nose. "Oh, I felt it all night." He rued. "Oh, Pooh, you're understanding the question. It's not feeling it. At least a bit responding with an answer you found confusing." "No, I don't think he felt it at all." Roo smiled brightly as bear the little brain. He knew it was time to talk about something else. "Would you mind terribly?" he asked politely. "We talk about something's buying your health farts. These would be wonderful," breathed Pooh in relief. "But did you mind?" "I might give you a Valentine to my mom," Roo whispered, "but I don't know how." "Neither do I," laughed Pooh, who was always delighted to help and greet to someone with something. But his laughter ceased as soon as he saw a little Roo's face. "Then what I'll do," feeling distressed, profound, hypnotized from filling his ears. "What we'll do," Pooh asked, taking his own, "is find out." In no time at all, Pooh and Roo had gathered together and all his best friends, Piglet, Tigger, Gopher, and, of course, Eeyore, and put Roo's question to them. "Well," suggested Piglet in his very small voice, "the most important thing about Valentine is to give you someone in that loves that says, 'I love you.'" "Yeah," agreed Tigger, bouncing around Pooh's side, "and it's got to say in the right colors. Impressive," whistled Gopher. "It's got to be impressive because I love you. It's a pretty impressive proposition." Then the process with snap of his fingers. "And because I love you are the most important words that one person can say to another," sniffed Rabbit knowingly. "And Valentine should be them in many different ways if possible." "What do you think, Eeyore?" Pooh asked. He was being even more silent than usual. "Well, since you're asking," rumbled Eeyore very slowly, "I suppose the sort of Valentine you're planning. It's definitely what you should go about it." "Then what you're waiting for?" Tigger hooted. "I got my tool," said Gopher gleefully. "I get my dictionary," said Rabbit. "I'll clean up the whole thing and let Piglet let you know think of finished announcement. Is anyone's interested? That is, consider the immensity of the undertaking before him." And Valentine shook surprisingly short space of time. Gopher chiseled a huge heart out of the border he had been saving for such a special occasion. It was twice as tall as Tigger bounced on the very tip-top of his tail. Impressive, everyone told Gopher so it was done. The impressive feline wasted no moment in heart and colors you could think of. Orange, black, striped, stripes. Positively specific-ish. Piglet trumped and asked please. As Piglet swept up and worked around, Roo climbed up onto the oblings, everyone else's back, and wore "I love you" on the heart of his every best printing. Everyone agreed that although it was very small as printing goes, it could have been done nearly done. Then, after consulting the dictionary, you think back to Hall, his house, and Wheelbarrow. Rabbit added a great many words and phrases, including "kiss me, good night," "do your homework," "eat your vegetables," and "smooch face." Pookums, Rad's personal favorite, snuggle bunnies. He assured that others of these things had been precisely the same thing as Roo had painted on different ways. The completed project was magnificent, an impressive sight. His friends were all quite pleased with themselves until Roo, after studying the Valentine for some time, suddenly blurted out, "But how am I going to get this to my mother?" Spirits plummeted. No one had thought about the Valentine was going to be delivered to Kanga. Mailing it out would be a question. Every envelope proper size would be produced in a small time. The correct number of postage stamps would have been weighed more than the Valentine itself. Sitting in a sad little circle, friends were unable to make up. Says, "I guess we're finished," sighed Tigger hopelessly. "That's how a time I thought," announced everyone. "It was really what to know, and that is." "Oh, I think you really want to know, Eeyore." "I think," said everyone, should be previously than usual. "What I thought all along, Valentine is definitely one way of doing it." "Why, Eeyore exclaimed. "I believe it's very helpful." "It is," Ray started Donkey. "It is," repeated others, singling voice. "Certainly," exclaimed Boo, furrowing his brow. "Someone was doing about Valentine. That means that there must be two." "One does not, after all, mean any. It means that something must be done next thing does it." Everyone exchanged amazing smiles and nods. Roo leaped excited onto his feet. "You're right, Pooh. You're right. And I know exactly what to do next, thanks to all of you." That evening, just as a super time according to the rumbles of Pooh's room, they all watched Roo pretend his mother. Kanga the handful of beautiful wildflowers. "These flowers," Roo explained. "Kanga said, 'I love you.'" They Pooh Piglet sure he heard, and the smile on Piglet's face revealed that he had missed a thing. And Roo continued. "They say it in very bright colors." Tigger puffed and at his chest so far nearly fell off his tail. "And because the flowers are all different kinds, they say I love you lots of different ways." Rabbit remarked that the hell had something in his eyes that no one could think of if he was crying of anything. And Roo completed the presentation almost impressively Valentine carried by himself. Gopher blew his nose in a brightly battered bandana. "Thank you, Roo dear," smiled Kanga, sniffing the flowers and chatted. "I couldn't have asked for more than a perfect Valentine." As mother and son embraced, Tigger leaned over to Pooh and whispered, "But what will I do when Valentine we made?" Keeping it right where it is, Pooh whispered back, "It will remind us that there will be a lot of love, and every day we know where to look for it." That's cute.